Imagine for a moment that you could go through life completely unbothered and unfazed by anything negative that happened to you. What if insults, setbacks, rejections, and failures didn't get under your skin or bring you down, but instead rolled right off you like water off a duck's back? How much more peaceful, content, and in control would you feel? Some fantasy? This isn't some fantasy or superpower. You can develop the ability to act as if nothing can hurt you and train yourself to be emotionally resilient, mentally tough, and undeniably confident, no matter what life throws at you. Today, I want to share some key insights and strategies to help you cultivate this unbreakable spirit. No one can make you feel or do anything without your consent. It is up to you to decide how you interpret those events. While it is true that you cannot always control what happens to you, you are always in control of your attitude and how you respond. Take, for instance, when someone criticizes you for being worthless or not good enough. It is probably because that person must be having a bad day to lash out in that manner. And since you know your worth, do not let such negativity dim your lights. This way, you take back your power because you have every right to consciously choose how negative comments impact you by acknowledging your emotions without being controlled by them. Secondly, build yourself and be independent of external validation and circumstance. Have you ever noticed how confident, self-assured people seem unfazed by criticism, rejections, or obstacles because they do not rely on approval or perfection in themselves? If you base your identity and think of yourself as always succeeding, you will feel hurt and disappointed every time. A stable foundation can be shaken by the inevitable ups and downs of life. However, unconditional self-acceptance and self-compassion are essential. Treat yourself to understanding, forgiveness, and encouragement. Recognize your inherent strengths and weaknesses because you are constantly learning and evolving. Build yourself emotionally so that negative experiences do not affect you. Embrace opportunities to learn, grow, and become stronger. Don't see everything that doesn't go your way as a personal attack or that you're doomed. On the other hand, you'll be empowered if you see challenges as opportunities to gain wisdom, hone your skills, and reveal what you're made of. A temporary discomfort allows you to grow stronger in adversity, like a weight training program for your mind, emotions, and character. It builds your fortitude and shows you that you can handle much more than you thought possible in the face of setbacks, rejection, and failure. Ask yourself questions that will make you better and more resilient. What can I learn from the situation? How is this happening for me instead of me? Don't be among those who believe nothing bad happens to good people and get hurt when they eventually do. It is simply part of the human experience. People will disappoint you and things won't always go as planned. This isn't because you're being cosmically punished, but because you're living on Earth as a mortal being. A problem-free existence is a recipe for frustration. Make peace with negative experiences, for they are inevitable. Your trials are often portals to transformation. Think of a diamond. It requires intense pressure to be formed. That adversity would remain a lump of similar strength and brilliance that are forged in the furnace of hardships. As the art of kintsugi demonstrates, you can be broken by blows and put yourself back together even more beautifully, mosaic, cracks, gilded, and gold. Your healing can highlight your resilience. Instead of saying, "Why me?" when challenges arise, remember you are strong enough to transform any adversity to your advantage. External situations will fluctuate, but you can be calm in the center of any storm. Stop taking things personally when they're not. As humans, we tend to be a bit egocentric and believe everything revolves around us. So if someone's in a bad mood or something doesn't work out, we assume it must be our fault or personal attack. If someone lashes out, acts rudely, or even rejects you, it likely has way more to do with their fears, stress, and stories than anything you did. Don't let your mind spin tales that make you the victim. Our brains are machines wired to see patterns and problems, but often we view a negative experience in general as a sweeping story like, I'm a failure, things never work out for me, and no one likes me. It's unwise to draw broad conclusions about your potential based on specific instances of a relationship or a job that doesn't work out. It doesn't mean you are doomed. Look for evidence of your gifts, rather than just ruminating on what's not ideal. Our brains are machines, wired to see patterns and problems, but often we view a negative experience in general as a sweeping story like, I'm a failure, things never work out for me, and no one likes me. It's unwise to draw broad conclusions about your potential based on specific instances of a relationship or a job that doesn't work out. It doesn't mean you are doomed. Look for evidence of your gifts rather than just ruminating on what's not ideal.
Self-fulfilling prophecies can be seen in cases where you go around expecting to be hurt, taking everything personally, and seeing all proof that you can't succeed. Well, you subconsciously create more experiences that match that vibration. What you focus on expands. Instead, consciously look for evidence of how supported, capable, and resilient you are. When you face challenges, remind yourself of all the times you've overcome hardships before. Collect real-life examples of your strength, rather than just dwelling on your doubts. Build a case for your worthiness and potential. In addition, acceptance and resistance are crucial. By acknowledging and accepting your strengths and weaknesses, you open yourself up to growth and transformation. Resistance to negative self-talk and self-doubt is essential. By choosing to focus on your capabilities and accomplishments, you create a positive feedback loop. This loop reinforces your confidence and self-worth. Remember, your thoughts and beliefs have the power to shape your reality. Choose to cultivate a mindset that supports and empowers you. Celebrate your successes no matter how small they may seem, and remind yourself that every challenge overcome is a testament to your resilience and strength. By doing so, you create a self-fulfilling prophecy of success and growth, one that propels you forward with confidence and purpose. Pain comes from fighting against reality when something unwanted happens. We often resist it, get angry about it, complain, and wish things were different, but this only amplifies our suffering. Instead, we can take responsibility for our role and focus on what we can control, moving forward. We take back our agency. We say this is what is, rather than conserving our energy for negative action. Acceptance doesn't mean giving up or not working to make things better. Simply, it means acknowledging reality, rather than being in denial or having a victim mentality. It means making peace with the present, even as you're taking steps to create a future. Fighting what is only creates war within yourself. Another powerful reframe is to see pain as temporary rather than permanent. Experience has shown that it's easy to feel like it will last forever and that you'll never be happy again. We tend to catastrophize and imagine worst-case scenarios. Things are impermanent. The nature of our existence is permanent. So if you're going through a challenging time, take heart, knowing that it's not your eternal fate. Remember all the times you felt hurt before and how you moved through it. This too shall pass. You have what it takes to alchemize adversity and rise anew. Regularly zoom out and take a broader view. Will this problem still matter in a week, a month, a year? Probably not. Don't let temporary setbacks define your identity. Losses are inevitable, but suffering is optional. Trust in your resilience. Along those lines, aim to become an observer of your experiences rather than feeling like a helpless victim to them. You can't always control what happens, but you can choose how you perceive and respond to it. Notice your thoughts and feelings, rather than just instantly reacting to them. Be the sky, not the storm. The weather of life will change, but your essence remains. Build that space between stimulus and response. From that place of clarity and objectivity, you're better able to choose an intentional path forward. Relatedly, don't believe every thought or feeling you have. Are you often an unreliable narrator, prone to distortions, exaggeration, and assumptions? Just because you think something doesn't make it true. Look for evidence that contradicts your conclusions. Are you falling into black and white thinking, overgeneralizing, mind reading, or fortune telling? Let your mind be supervised, or it will run with worst-case scenarios. Be the gatekeeper of your inner world. In addition to managing your mind, surround yourself with positivity, constantly taking negativity, scrolling through social media, watching rage-inducing content, hanging out with people, and listening to overpowering messages can make you feel miserable.
Be proactive about your environment and influences. Follow inspiring leaders and surround yourself with supportive people. Read books, watch videos, and consume content that uplifts you.
Attend to what makes you feel alive. Nourishment and well-being are crucial. Garbage in is garbage out. If you're constantly berating yourself, calling yourself names, and speaking as if you're doomed and incapable, you'll believe it. Your subconscious mind is always listening. Use words that assume your worth, your resilience, and your ability to figure things out. Speak to yourself in a deeply empowering, compassionate way. On that note, holding on to resentments and continuously replaying your hurts can traumatize you and keep you trapped in pain. There's a difference between acknowledging your emotions and endlessly recycling your wounds. Telling the story of how wronged and wounded you are can do more harm than good, as the saying goes. Holding on to resentment is like drinking poison and expecting the other person to die. Unforgiveness is a burden if you choose to harbor it. Radical acceptance and releasing the past can free you from the chains of pain. Reclaim your energy for your healing and growth. You cannot create a promising chapter if you keep reading the last one. Also, seek healthy outlets and coping strategies for healing. Don't self-medicate with alcohol, drugs, overworking, overspending, serial dating, or numbing behaviors. These provide temporary relief, but ultimately make you feel worse. Instead, transmute your suffering into healing modalities. Go to therapy, journal, make art, move your body, meditate, and find supportive friends. Volunteer, learn a new skill. As Rumi says, the wound is the place where the light enters you. Let your healing lead to your radiance. Fear and pain come from a tragic misunderstanding. The belief that we are alone, that there's something wrong with us, that we are powerless victims at the mercy of an unfair universe. But the truth is, although hardships are part of the human experience, we are indestructible, we are loved, and always guided, even in the darkest of nights. In misery or loss of faith, don't give up and resign to despair. Hold on, knowing that this too shall pass.
About the author. Reverend Dr. Olufunke is a dynamic, multifaceted woman of God who is full of substance and virtue. She believes that every woman must die empty, and with this mindset she strives to explore and fulfill her God-given potential. With a mandate to restore people and bring hope to her generation, she has positively impacted many lives and continues to influence her generation with powerful, life-changing messages. Her focus is on relationships, marriage, the home, and womanhood as a whole. Her multifaceted ministry also aids men and women struggling with sexual addiction, helping them break free and step into their God-ordained destiny. Through her heaven-inspired teaching and preaching, her voice resonates with freedom to all who know what it means to be in chains. Dr. Olufunke is the founder of the Women College of Ministry, Men College of Ministry, and the School of Finishing Touches. Reverend Dr. Olufunke is a life coach who reaches out daily to be a blessing to people's lives through her on-air radio program, Moment to Ponder. Her weekly, on-air live radio program, She Matters, Straight Talk with Olufunke, on Blast FM is always a delight to many, as she dishes out wisdom nuggets on how to manage relationships, home, marriage, and life in general. Reverend Dr. Olufunke is the founder of Mending Lives Foundation, a non-governmental organization targeted at assisting the less privileged and, most importantly, the emotionally damaged individuals in society. She is also a certified family therapist and professional counselor. Reverend Dr. Mrs. Olufunke is a prolific writer and a distinguished author who has published over 100 books that have been of immense blessing to her generation. A mother and grandmother, she is a solid teacher of the Word and a highly sought-after conference speaker with deep insight into God's Word. Reverend Olufunke carries prophetic grace and anointing to bring change to the lives of anyone under the sound of her voice.